Of all the artists that you've worked with, who would you like to collab and do an album with?
Man, I was just texting Cole.
Really?
Bro, I'm sitting here on Shay.
Tell him you're welcome anytime.
In an interview real quick. But Shay said, what up?
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay. Stopping by for conversation and a drink today is a Grammy Award-winning singer, a multi-platinum selling songwriter, an R&B superstar, a career that spans over 2 decades. His music has transcended generations, a creator of timeless music, a premier genre-defining progressive artist, a global pioneer, a visionary, a trailblazer, a talented musician, guitarist, stage performer, producer, sought-after collaborator. He's here to perform 2 songs off his new album called CAOS. The first song is titled Always Time. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Miguel.
Broken glass, piercing words. You change so fast, yeah, it hurts. Rocky past, lessons learned. Don't say it's too late. I thought there was always time. When you love this hard, and you try this hard, but it's still not enough. Maybe this time love means letting go, letting go, letting go. Maybe this time love means letting go, letting go, letting go. Maybe this time love means letting go. Private truths, public woes. All my favorite songs have highs and lows. Laugh with the world or cry alone. No, it's too late. I thought there was always time. When you laugh this hard and you cry this hard, but it's still not enough. Maybe this time love means letting go, letting go, letting go. Maybe this time love means letting go, letting go, letting go. Maybe this time love means, ooh, when you cry and you try, cry and you cry, fight and you fight, all the opposite ways that you grow. Maybe this time love means letting go, letting go, letting go. Broken glass, some words. You change so fast, yeah, it knows. Rocky back, lessons learned. I know it's too late. I thought there was always time.
Man, that's amazing. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling right now never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. We're in the thick of football season, and some of y'all might be feeling down. But don't you worry. That's why we have Prize Picks to keep you going for the rest of the season. Week 9 of football was something. The Buffalo-KC matchup. Bills Mafia, baby. Stand up. Josh freaking Allen. Most rushing touchdowns by a QB in league history. More. And for all you basketball fans, the fun is officially underway on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If your player leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Feel our guy for Scatterboo. Damn, he's out. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code Shannon to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Shannon to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Listening to this song, Always Time. You talk about when you love this hard and you try this hard, but it's still not enough. Maybe this love means letting go, letting go, letting go. I can tell when someone sings a song and it's coming from a place of hurt, when it's coming from a place of disappointment, because you pour all those emotions into that song, and I could feel it. How did this song come about?
Yeah, this is and thank you. That's the goal, is to make music that still carries the emotion in it, right? That's why we love music.
Yes.
We love music.
Especially we can relate.
Man, it's a trip. it's really a trip. Because I grew up always, I'm like loyal to a fault, kind of. That's how I know how to love. That's how I've been taught how to love.
Right.
It was, love covers all things. It bridges all things, heals all things, and I think for this song, it tracks all of the growth and the learning about love in the lyric and in the message, because it started out as Shannon, I started this song as it was a positive song.
Right.
It was a song like, there's always time, and because of love, there's always time.
Correct.
There was a hope, it was a hopeful song. There's a lot of faith in the song. And over time, I think I've learned, that love sometimes actually means caring so much about and loving someone more than yourself and what you want, so as to act on behalf of them, to protect them, and I think the song, it's crazy, the song kind of evolved like that.
Yeah.
And I realized that maybe we were growing and I was growing in a different direction. And it's a trip. The song kind of, it encapsulates like a whole relationship,
Normally when we love something so much, we want to hold it closer. We want to pull it to us. We don't want to let it go.
Man.
But you say this time, maybe it means letting go, letting go, letting go. Maybe I love you so much. Maybe the best way that I can show you that I really love you is to let you go.
That's it. It's a hard lesson.
Because
Yeah,
you see,
it's
you
hard.
can understand how that's oxymoronic.
Right.
Is that normally we love something, we want to hold it. We don't want to let it go.
It's counterintuitive.
Yes.
For sure. Especially when you're raised that to again, like I said, love really covers all things, and so it's definitely one of those ones as a human being that I learned over the course of a long span of my life, a period of my life where there's a lot of growing and learning in real time. So,
Right.
Yeah, the song reflects that.
How hard is it to end a relationship when you do love someone? I always think, Miguel, that ending a relationship is easy if you're the one that want to end it.
Valid. Right.
It gets
Valid.
difficult when
Yeah.
you
When
don't
you
want
don't
to.
want it.
Yeah, you on the
You
other
feel
end.
me? Yeah.
But how hard is it? Because, like you said, it's that tug that I love you, but I gotta let you go because,
I mean, we've all had to let go of things that we didn't want to. That's just a part of life, I think when it really gets hard is like when it's become a part of when it becomes a part of your everyday reality. It's a reality. It's like it makes it really challenging, and it is like one of those ones that I think proves real consideration and care, to be able to go, you know what, actually, nope, I can't fulfill what is deserved here, and it's a song like this that actually helped me heal. Always Time actually really helped me heal, and hopefully, like all the songs on this album, it really actually helps people understand that like we all have things that we're trying to clarify in life, and we're all trying to do the best that we can. And sometimes some things we get and it comes very naturally.
Yes.
I took to walking and running and riding a bike completely naturally, I realized over time that, like, ironically, communication is not my strong suit. You would think that as a songwriter and as a musician, that my communication skills would be, I thought they were so much stronger and better than they actually are. And it took some time, this song being one of the indications, and the writing of this album, that I learned that there was a lot of work to be done there. And that's, I think, everybody's got their own things that they're clarifying and working on, but that's one of the ones. So I'm really happy that it came together on this song, because I don't think I've been able to put it together like that before, like that.
What if you're communicating in a language she doesn't understand?
Man, isn't that the crazy thing? I just learned about not just, because we've heard like love styles, right? That people have different ways of like communicating.
Yes.
I just learned about apology styles. Like, I didn't know that there were different styles and that we receive apology in different ways.
Yes.
Right. So like me personally, what I've learned is that I'm a by action, planned action. So like when I apologize, it's best for me and it's the most meaning for me to say, well, what I'm understanding you say is I did A, B, and C, and that made you feel A, B, and C. And so next time when this happens, what I'm gonna do is do this, this, and this.
Okay.
How does that feel?
Right.
That to me is how I've learned now is the most, that's the most impactful way of me saying I'm really sorry, action, and vice versa. I receive it that way. So I've been learning so much, man. We're just learning, and I do think that, like, look, it wasn't like it was given to us, everything. We got a lot of great teaching, and then we got some things that need to be built on, and so these are definitely ones that have made a difference for me.
You and your ex, your wife, you guys dated from the time you were 19 until the time you were 36.
Man, we really jumped into this one.
Yeah.
I was asking for it. I was asking for it with the song. Yeah.
Yes, because is that what you mean when you've invested so much? You talk about 19, you're a teenager, and here you are in your late 30s.
Yeah.
And having to walk away after you've invested so much time. And this is what I tell people, Miguel, is that the more you invest in something, the more it hurts when it doesn't work out.
Man. That
It
hit
hurt me to
hard.
lose because I know how much time I invested in lifting those weights and meetings
Right.
and the way I ate
Right.
and the discipline I had of not going out and denying myself certain things.
Right.
So you damn right it hurt when it didn't work out.
Valid.
When you spend this amount of time with someone, you think, okay, this is it. I got someone that didn't, when I didn't have anything.
Right.
And she see this maturation as we go through this thing called life. And damn,
Yeah.
baby, what?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're asking yourself, where did I go wrong? Where did we go wrong? What happened?
No, I know where I went wrong though.
Okay.
I wasn't whole though. And I'm not saying that I'm like, oh my God, I got all the answers now. But even being able to say and admit that I'm not whole and to come to it completely changes the way that I approach things, you know? It's more as a student, it's more from a place of, well, what I do know is this is where I'm leading from, and this is what is guiding and directing my decision making. And it's such a domino effect when you can't start like that. You know, at 19, and especially at 19, and coming into really wanting to focus on your career and all of that, I wasn't in the headspace to be with anyone, and I didn't know I didn't communicate that, you know? So there's a lot of things that I did wrong. I set up with my ex, I didn't set it up properly. You know, I didn't build the trust as just a friendship to protect that later on, the becoming a relationship the way that I could have. You know, I think if I was to do it again, I would have really said, hey, I'm actually not ready right now, you know? But it also is a trip because, you know, when you meet someone, you're like, man, there's something special here. So I can see where everything happened. I was young and I was excited that I had met someone that I felt was significant, you know, and that we had a real connection, and we did.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes it the hardest now, because, you know, in there I could have protected it by saying, you know, maybe this is too early, this is too soon, and I didn't. But it's all clear in hindsight, you know what I mean? It's clear in hindsight.
It is.
Yeah.
So when you go to her and you say, babe, I don't think this is working anymore. I'm sure she probably said, well, what do you mean? You're like, babe, because you're a different person at 19 than you are at 36. You're a different person at 25 than you are at 35.
You know, the real thing is, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because I know that we both have a tremendous amount of love for each other, and we're working very hard to not make it about what was, you know, what it was, you know. And you know, I think a lot of people liked the vision of it, you know, and like the aesthetic and like the and
the
a lot
happily
of
ever after.
Yeah, I think we all, you know, there's a part of that I think lives in a lot of the memory of it and the symbolism, right? It is like, it's a song like this that I think that allowed me to kind of look at myself and go, you know, I made a lot of mistakes, man. I'm not perfect. Never been perfect. Never said I was perfect. And I'm a much more aware person now. And I hate that I had to learn it the hard way. But we must continue, you know, and this is the thing in life. So I think this song represents, Always Time represents, and that's why when I sing it, I'm happy to be in the moment, in the presence of it, as honor to the time and effort and the sacrifice that she put in it, and myself, I put in it too, through all of just the honor of the whole thing, because it was through time and effort that we both really had to come to letting things go, and she's an amazing person. You know, she's an amazing person who deserves the best.
To move on,
we all do.
Move on from this.
Yeah.
When things don't go as planned, how does one move on? Because I'm sure you had Forever After in your plan. That's why you was with her for that length of time, and careers blossom, growing, and everything is happening. And now, how do people? Because I think it's different for everybody that you transition. Like, damn, I can't just lie here and wallow and like, oh, this didn't work out. I got to move on. I got to live. Tomorrow is coming.
Everybody everyone has to move forward. I mean, I live through my music.
Okay.
You know, I think that's another thing I think is music decorates time the way that fine art decorates space, you know? And every moment of the music that I've given is a reflection of that time. And I like to keep it that way. So I'm what did Lauryn Hill say? If it's not growing, it's dead.
Wow.
I'm just trying to do it better. You know what I mean? Every day I'm trying to do it better. So the music is a reflection of that, and the song is really my real letting go. You know, it's my real going, hey, like I've really come to a place where I understand my mistakes, and I have remorse for these mistakes, and I've learned the lesson. I've taken the time to absorb the lesson. As we know, like if you make a mistake and you don't really learn the lesson, it's gonna keep coming back, and you're gonna keep hitting the same wall, and it's gonna cause the same pain, right? And so the song means to kind of like be the, you know what, I got it. Okay, it's time to let go, and it's time to grow, learn from it, take it.
I heard a guy say many years ago, lessons not learned in blood are destined to repeat themselves.
Right. But this is our life's work, though, right? Everyone has a bit of their, you know, the things that we've received from our past, from our family, from our upbringing.
All of that shapes us, though.
Yeah, it's passed down, and we take it on, and we make it a part of our identity. And at some point, you got to kind of like take it off and like look at it and go like, oh, I kind of assumed all of this, you know? And then I'm like, well, do I really need that? Like, is it extra? Is it just extra? Is it just dead weight? Is it, that's the refining process, man. That's a part of it. And anyone who's done anything, I think people who are doers understands, right? It's like that journey it's a refining process that continues and continues and continues. So
the road get bumpy sometimes.
Hey,
it's not straight either.
Oh no, yeah. It's non-linear.
You get a flat tire,
bro,
the engine run hard.
You are going to hit the pothole.
Yes.
You're gonna swerve sometimes. Okay.
I'm okay.
All right, it's all right. And we will continue.
Right.
It's like that. So, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It trips me out, though, sometimes how people get really judgmental. You know, people get really judgmental about it. And I say, you know, if we're moving forward and we're trying, and we're doing actionable things to make a difference in the way that we behave and how it affects other people, especially when it's not good. Like, I think that's commendable, you know. And who are we to judge other people? That's why I don't pay attention to the way that things happen right in the here and now. Everybody's on their own journey and got their own shit that they're carrying.
Gotta deal with.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, you know, we just try to do it better every day. Yeah.
Let's get to this album. Congratulations. First of all, congratulations on CAOS.
Thanks,
it came out on your 40th birthday.
Man,
let's do a little toasting, man. Was that by plan? that you
I don't know. Was it a plan? I don't know. Salud. I appreciate it.
you seem like a guy that's very thoughtful, that you plan things to the umpteenth.
Oh, listen, I definitely am dropping my album on my birthday for sure. But it just so happens that I'm also on your show, from, you know, around it. So it's nice. Thank you. Salud.
Salud.
Cheers, man. That's nice.
Y'all heard what he
Ooh.
Y'all heard what he said?
What is that in the back, on the back end of that?
Yeah, you know, you taste a little marshmallow, you know, yeah. Went to cognac myself.
Okay. That's the way to get it.
Uni Blanc and a petite champagne,
Okay.
oak barrel. You know the concept behind cognac? For it to be called a cognac,
Right.
it has to originate the first 2 years in that region.
I see.
And so a VSOP, this is a VSOP,
Okay.
very special
Very
old
special
pale,
old pale, yeah.
4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
And then obviously you go, you know, XO, and you go to 8 to 10, 8 to 12. And so
Then they
forth.
become the XO. Then it becomes
the longer you let it sit. But we add no artificial colors, no artificial, no preservatives. So the color takes on from the barrel.
banger.
So it's we think we've done a great job, and for you to say, yeah, I like that.
Man, that's a banger. Some salute. Cheers to that.
Oh man.
That's nice.
And
Yeah, sorry. What
Go
were we
ahead,
talking
go
about? We were talking about the VSOP. I said, okay.
So your 40s. So what do you hope to accomplish? What do you think you missed out, you didn't accomplish in your 20s and 30s, that you say, you know what? My 40s, there are some things that I didn't do in my 20s and 30s that I got to make sure I get done in my 40s.
I would say I didn't miss out on anything.
Okay.
I actually got really lucky early on, and I focused so heavily on my career, so much so that I actually I did the catching up on my personal work in the last 8 years.
Oh,
So I sort of focused all of my time and energy. I think that's another insight that it took some time to really understand. Man, being passionate and being driven about something really is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
But my learning in the past 8 years, being able to do a lot of catch-up work, it's been that, you know, it's so important to stay locked in with yourself, so much so that you're never making excuses on behalf of your passion. And I think in real, like, just for real, I did a lot of like avoiding of my own work that I needed to do to lock in with me. In the journey of being a musician and wanting to get the music right and dialing in and like doing all the things that felt necessary in the time to get the music right came at the sacrifice. Not necessarily, but I actually actively chose, whether I was conscious or subconscious. It was subconscious.
Right.
I just wasn't doing the me work, you know? And so the last 8 years and what this album represents is a lot of me work. And it's why the album isn't about love and it's not about sex, even though that's a part of what's in there. It's more about how painful it is to be human, you know? And that's why the opening lyric on Rip is like, man, can I surrender to you? All my defenses are down. It hurts to be human.
Wow.
And it really is, it's a challenge. Everybody, I'm sure you felt like, man, this is really tough.
Yep, of course.
You know? And it is. That's a part of it. In the last 8 years, what I've learned is better in bites. You know what I mean? Like do it in increments, and like it's more manageable. And so that's how my next 10 years will be. So to answer your question, my focus in the next 10 years is really like staying locked in with me and locked in on how I want to feel, and devoting my time and attention to, you know, left of center, Black, Brown, Latino creators like myself who deserve to be developed and their ideas papered. You know what I mean? Basically, like great ideas, it requires a lot of time, energy, and development. And I'm built out my whole company around supporting artists like myself, Black, Brown, Latino, came from underserved, you know what I'm saying, communities who have ideas that could serve this world, you know, especially through their art and their IP. So that's my next 10.
What about the sacrifices that it takes? You said that sometimes that you denied your music in order to, maybe it was to appease someone else or to do something else, when you probably should have been focusing probably more on the music. And you said in your 40s, you're gonna get back to that. Can you share what it's like to have to sacrifice to? Because in order to sacrifice, somebody's gonna have to go without. That's what sacrifice means. Someone or something has to.
It has to come from somewhere.
Somewhere.
It's got to come from somewhere.
I'm taking from this bucket, I'm taking from that bucket, I'm taking from this, but I'm taking from these buckets to pour all into one bucket, which is to make Miguel the best he can possibly.
Right. That's an interesting one. And I would actually ask you, I'm like, how do, you know, there's so much, like, anyone who's done, the doers know.
Yes.
Doers know that you are, at some point in time, it's going to come at the expense. Your pursuit is going to come at the expense of someone else.
Absolutely.
Leadership is also at the expense of the whole. It can't make everyone happy.
Nope.
You're looking at, okay, well, what's the best overall? It's going to come at the sacrifice of somebody's immediate happiness, but overall, it's for the better, the bigger.
That is correct.
Vision, right? I think what I'd love to get insight from you is, like, you know, like, how have you learned to navigate that? Because I mean, excellence, we're talking about excellence in the highest performing, most aggressive, and not just the sport. I'm talking about the mentality, the headspace.
Yeah.
You know, how does one navigate that kind of pressure? Because you really got to then sacrifice and be like, oh no, I am the best. I am the shit. I am the everything.
Yes.
And it kind of, like, you know, on the field.
You have to believe that.
Right. Then when you leave the field,
it's hard to turn that off. It's hard to turn that off. And I've said this before, Miguel. I've ruined a lot of relationships for the simple fact that I'm good at compartmentalizing. I can't do two things. I can't love you like I love football. I can't love you like I love the pursuit of greatness.
Man.
And so I sacrifice kids events, family events, relationships. That's what killed my relationships. I'd have been married for 30 years.
Word.
Had I poured into a relationship what I poured into football.
Right.
But when I laid in my bed as a kid, being married or having that one person next to me, that wasn't in my dream.
Yeah.
My brother always say a dream is a gift you give to yourself.
Yeah.
The gift that I gave to myself was to get my grandmother out of that 1,000 square foot cinder block home.
Valid.
The dream that I gave to myself was to make sure my family never had to eat cold oatmeal and eat the type of animals that we ate when we were growing up.
Valid.
That was the gift that I gave to myself. Looking back on it, could I have done something different? Yes. But I wouldn't have been this.
Right.
No possible way. And you talk to anybody that's been great, any athlete, any professional, and people's like, well, yeah, look at them guys now. Yeah. Jeff Bezos has that life now. He didn't have that in his 20s and 30s.
Man.
Bill Gates didn't have that in his 20s and 30s. Larry Ellison, Zuckerberg.
Man.
They didn't have that. Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, LeBron, Kobe, rest his soul, Steph Curry. Yeah, you get to a point. And for me, money wasn't the goal. Money's the tool.
Yeah.
Freedom is the goal.
Freedom is always that's the one. That's it.
And so I can just imagine the tunnel vision that a Beyonce, that a Michael Jackson, that a Prince, people that you like yourself. In order to be great, you got to sacrifice something.
Have to.
In the Bible, they talk about sacrifice then. You had to sacrifice a goat.
Man.
You had to sacrifice something
That's valid.
of importance. That's the only way. There's no other way around it.
Say it. That's so my thinking in this version is, you know, making the communication about the sacrifice really clear and really, like, upfront. because in that way, it also it's kept me more, what is that? When you are accountable, it's kept me accountable, because what it actually does is it makes me pay more attention in real time. And I don't want to ever spend another decade where I'm just so
Locked in
that I'm missing other things that are really important. And I think in doing that, what I've learned is it actually mitigates and actually helps include my relationships, as opposed to separating them and compartmentalizing, because I'm good at compartmentalizing too. And I think anyone that is really locked in on a goal, on a purpose, it comes with the territory to be able to go, well, I know that the odds are this, and everyone's saying this, and I'm coming from here, and it's unlikely in these ways, and who knows if this is going to happen. You gotta be so
locked in. The outside work, I'm focused on a singular goal, a singular task, and everything that's going on, I don't even hear it. It's almost like when you're at the game, you don't even hear the crowd. All you do is that you're running the play, and it's total silence.
Man.
And then you make a play, and you get up, and it's chaos.
Yeah.
So when I'm locked in on what I'm locked in on, I don't hear anything else, and that's bad. You said something very interesting. It's like you find someone, everybody says they can be second until they're asked to be second.
Man.
And,
it's fine.
I want you to do your goal. Do you.
Yeah.
But the minute, can we go out? Babe, I got to study. I got to watch film. I got to go take Club Shay. I got to do nightcap. No, I got to go to this thing. Yeah, you ain't got no time. I said, man, I told you. See, everybody says that until they're asked to do that.
It really is it's tough. It's tough. It's hard to understand unless you're in it. And it does make one really appreciate the ones in our lives that can understand.
Yes.
You know, I think what I want my next 10, I want to be more present. And I think it's also like what I've learned too is that I could be more present in the times that I'm supposed to be.
Right.
You know, it's like maximize on the time that I have when I have it, and make it really count, so that it's never.
So when you're present, you're really present. You're
really
not thinking
here.
about, man, I really need to get back to the studio.
Let me check that email, or oh man, I had this idea. Oh, did I get those files?
Yep.
Oh man, let me reach out to so and so. Man, they had these ideas last time. That's just, you know, or mind going in other directions, whatever. But to lock in with the people that I get in the time that I have in the most quality way.
It's hard when you've never done that in 40 years. And all of a sudden ask us.
I'm still learning. But it's really helpful. I think having taken the time to appreciate the opportunity makes it more manageable. Makes it more manageable. Also with my son too. You know, it's like, listen, I want to maximize time with him. Yeah.
I'm listening to like Scorpio, SZA, Frank Ocean, Sierra, Ellie Mae, Willow, Omarion, Martyrs. What is it about Scorpios? I mean, what is it about you guys?
We're the best.
Y'all are dangerous.
Look, don't get me in trouble.
Scorpios are dangerous.
I mean, look, we're definitely passionate, driven. You know, again, loyal to a fault. You know, effective. I think that can rub people the wrong way. For me, communication is the key. You know, and learning how better to communicate. I realized this too, that I went to music because I didn't know how to say how I was feeling, and I didn't feel like I had a place to say how I was feeling, and it became the place that I went to express myself. So it makes sense now in this time in my life when I reflect that all the times that I thought I was communicating, that it wasn't effective. I wasn't doing the thing.
Well, you was communicating. It was only a language that you understood.
Exactly. Or just communicating with myself. If you're a Scorpio, you know you might just be talking to yourself.
You know, you go in those shops to get your nails and they be talking. You're like, I wonder what they saying. When you thought you was communicating, she was like, I wonder what he think he's saying to me because I don't get what he's saying.
Yeah, no.
And vice versa.
Right.
So you're going to have to learn, sometimes we may have to learn a second language in order to communicate with our partner so we both understand what she needs and she understands what you need.
Also, we speak different languages. Like you have you ever noticed like your friends or whomever, just they hear things a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you just got to know like, okay, they're going to hear that like that. So let me just be cognizant.
Yes.
If I say it like this, they're going to receive it like this. That's the consideration that you have when you care about somebody.
Yes. I had to learn that because I'm like, I would say something and I just automatically assumed they would understand what I'm talking about. And I'm like, why can't you
But what I said was, well, you said it like this, and then what okay.
I've had to learn
to
be very specific. Shannon, they're not in your head.
Mm-hmm.
They don't think like you think. They don't feel like you feel. They don't see it how you see it. That was the hardest thing because I'm saying something. I'm like, why is that so? I'm like,
why is that bothering you? Why does that bother you? All I said was this,
yes.
and this, and this, and I meant it like this, and but it's learning, So,
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Miguel, what's your favorite song that you've recorded?
A song called El Plato. Right now, there's a song on this album called El Plato, which is about the sacrifice that that we make, that life requires.
Mm-hmm.
Again, sacrifice is word.
Yes.
That life requires, and all of the sacrifice that we are the summation of.
Okay.
Be it our parents and their parents before them. It took a lot of luck to be here and a lot of sacrifice. And that song is about how proud I am to have gone through what I've gone through, and whether it was the easy way or the hard way, to have learned what I've learned and to have my soul intact. I think that's the thing I'm the most proud of, is that I've done a lot of things that I wouldn't repeat,
right.
And I've decided that actionably I will do things like this and operate like this, mm-hmm. with a lot of consideration. And I'm proud of myself, man. And that song is about the fight that we all have to get to that place, right. Of like, man, I'm really actually proud of myself. I've been through A, B, and C, and you know what? My soul is still standing. There's a line in there. La misma sangre cabrona que mi jefe, which is like the same blood as my father.
Okay.
La misma sangre cabrona que mi jefe. Herido pero alma en pie, which is broken but soul standing. And how many times have we all been broken? How many lives have we lived where we've gone, you know what? Let me figure it out and do it better, and done it. You got to be proud of yourself for those times, and keeping your soul intact is probably one of the hardest things. So, man, that song is I'm the most proud about that song, especially on this album.
Do you feel you've learned more from mistakes?
I wrote a song on my first album called Hard Way, and the lyric is like, I always learn the hard way. I wish I didn't write that song, because maybe I spoke it into existence.
There's power. They say there's power in the tongue. There's power in the pen.
Bruh, in the pen, man, I've learned a lot of things by mistake.
Yeah.
I hope wisdom leads in my next 10. I hope I lead with wisdom.
Sure thing. That's what that song.
One of those ones, man. That's really good. I drink mezcal and I'm like, man, that's really good.
Well, I appreciate you. Y'all heard that right there? I mean, Miguel, the man ain't gonna lie to you. You say he turned his life over.
Man.
So he ain't gonna
switch my whole steez. You see me with the VSOP.
Yeah. So hold on. Sure thing. If you be the cash, I'll be the rubber band.
Right.
You be the match, I'll be the fuse.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Yeah.
She had you like that?
Yeah.
Y'all were like that.
My pen was like that. How could I look? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I will. I'm a dreamer. I think every every artist knows how to dream their emotion, you know, and they're pulling from emotion to make the dream real in their practice. And I was 19. There was no way I could experience. I never knew love like that. But I knew that I wanted love like that.
Okay.
And I knew that, you know, I was in a relationship, you know, with my significant other. I feel like even early on, we felt really like, oh no, like this is special. So I always feel that way. You know, I always have that regard. It's in that song, but I didn't necessarily know what that meant when I was writing it. That was my pen.
Yeah, because I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually still carry my money in a rubber band.
You
so.
did?
I actually do.
You know?
A lot of times, you know, you hear artists say, you know, they get this from an inspiration, you know, a relationship or this, something in their childhood. But you said at the time you just wrote that obviously you had just started with your significant other that you was with for an extended period of time. But I'm like, you felt that like that's what you wanted. You wanted someone that like, I'm the fuse, you're the match. I'm the rubber, you're the cash, I'm the rubber band. We're locked in, we're connected just like that. You wanted that at that young of an age.
I mean, like, again, like, and this is not to take away, like, I don't want to downplay or like minimize anything.
Yeah.
That's not at all what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm being real when I say, man, I was 19 years old.
Right.
I'm only now really learning new levels of love.
Okay.
And I said this more recently in another conversation, another interview. I'm like, man, I'm learning how to love myself. Like, the depth of what I understand love can be is evolving. So what I was writing was aspirational. I was aspiring to have love like that. And it doesn't take away that in my life I had someone that showed me that that's a possibility, you know? So I don't want to take away. I want to say that maybe I didn't experience it then, but I was looking for it, and I did have someone that I was like, man, maybe this could be the kind of love that we have, you know? 19 years old? What you know about love at 19, man? Like,
I'm marrying this girl.
Yeah, you know? And more power to anyone who does.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's very rare. That's what I'm saying.
Guys that been with their girlfriend since 6th, 7th grade, and through high school and through college, and they're together. I commend them for that.
Yeah.
But more times than not, at that age, you don't really know what you want.
Yeah,
You're not really developed or experienced enough. But some people, kudos to those that do.
Who have it, who have that.
Yeah.
Man, that's incredible. Also, that's lucky. That's
Yeah,
so
sure.
lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
To find someone to, well, I shouldn't say luck. Luck is what happened when preparation meets opportunity. But I look at it like this. It's easy if you're physically attracted to someone. Like football was easy to me, but I still had to work.
Right.
I had to train. I had to eat right. I had to study. So I had to do it. I had to practice. So in other words, I had to work at it.
Still had to work
A lot of times in a relationship, we get the things that bring us to the relationship. You forget there's still work to be done.
Bro, key.
What'd that mean?
Key, that's a bar.
That's the thing. People don't realize.
You may show up naturally disposed, like, oh no, this actually, there's a natural thing. Doesn't negate that you still have to work.
You have to work.
And it also requires, like, it's a teamwork.
Yes.
It's just like, so one can work, and if the other's not working,
it's two people against a problem.
Yeah.
Not me against you. Because a lot of times we think it's me against you.
Man, I should have got him as a therapist. Should have got Shannon. Yeah.
No, well, I should have listened to my therapist. Had I listened to my therapist, I'd be in a better place. But I think the thing is that you don't, when you're in it, when you're living it, you don't see it.
You can't see it. It's hard.
And then when you get out of it, you're like, how did I miss that?
Man. Yeah. It's so true. In retrospect, it's so easy to kind of identify. Like,
yeah, it is.
You know what? I wasn't putting in the work here. Again, So it's definitely one of those ones where I can see in the songwriting, I was aspiring for, it was an aspirational thing. But
do you remember where you were when you wrote that, when you were thinking about that song?
so I wrote the beginnings of that song and the chorus in the car. I left shout out to Happy Perez. Happy Perez invited me to a session just down the street from where we are right now.
Okay.
Just a few short blocks. And I go into this session and it's for a group unknown. Actually, I don't think the group ever made it out.
Wow.
But the A&R basically was like, who are you? This is a session, it's a closed session. And I was like, oh, I'm here. I was invited by, Happy Perez. He's the producer.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we're sorry, we don't have you here and you can't be here. Hap was like, man, don't worry, they tripping. Whatever. He was like, but I got some beats, I'm gonna give them to you and like maybe we can link later on the week.
Wow.
Gave me a beat CD. This is back when CDs were
were a thing.
Were a thing. Burned me a CD. I jumped in the whip. First beat that came on, sure thing. And that chorus, the verse, if you be the cash, you be the rubber band, you be the match, I will be a few. All that in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually wrote a completely different chorus, in the car. By the time I got to the crib, got my inbox out for anyone out there who knows what an inbox is. You know what I mean? You've been doing it for a long time.
No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was like the early home recording kind of Pro Tools hardware interface. Went to my room and I cut it. Whole different chorus. And Happy has it somewhere. It's not nearly as good as the chorus, but I was like, I feel like it should be something else. And I rewrote the chorus and the rest is kind of history.
Wow. Yeah. Did you know, like when you were writing this song, because he gave you the beat, you thought you was going to go hang out. You couldn't be here. It's a private session. And then you go home and you listen to it on the way home and you get home and you write it. Did you know that you had something special?
I think when the song was done, when I finished the song, I knew the song was special. I didn't know how special.
Right.
But I knew that there was something in it that felt new and cool.
Right.
It just felt like, no, this feels like now, like this is how our song should be written, And at the time it was like that. It was actually a very in terms of the approach, it was a new approach in terms of R&B.
Yeah. You do realize that there are probably some women out there probably thinking that song's about them, right? Just so you know. In
many ways, listen, the best part about being a musician and writing songs is how many people have found themselves in the details of the pen. And I think what makes that song special is those details. You can see them and they're vibrant and who doesn't want what woman doesn't want to be with cash in the rubber?
That was me. That was me, girl.
You yeah,
it was.
I don't know how many got slayed to that song that it wasn't actually really meant in the way that it was written, but it just it's what happens.
Is it true the record company tried to get her to Usher?
So I submitted that record for Usher.
Oh, you tried to give it to him?
Yeah. Man, I was a starving artist. I was a unknown, obscure, grew up here in Inglewood and San Pedro and didn't have connections like that. So it was a song that I was like, yeah, I'm willing to give it up if it's going to mean getting to the next level. Yeah.
He didn't want it or you couldn't get it to him or how did it?
What I understand is it was, I think he had the song for some time and he liked it, but just it didn't really make sense with everything else they were doing.
Okay.
And so he never really cut it, but it worked out.
Did your label try to give any of the other songs to artists?
No, not really. I think after that they were like, nah, we just gonna let him rock. We gonna let him cook. We just gonna let him cook. He's a weirdo. Let him do his weird songs and just do his thing.
I know Michael. Did you ever meet Michael Jackson?
No. The interesting to that song, I played that song for a couple people and there was a point where I had gotten word through my publisher at the time and some people that I knew were kind of associated and around Michael, that he had interest in Sure Thing.
Right.
But I can't really confirm
right.
that. That's what I was told. It could
Okay.
have just been hearsay, but that would have been crazy.
Wow.
That would have been amazing. That would have been a dream.
This song kind of blew up like on TikTok and to hear it. So now you put this song out, you're like, I think I got something. You don't really know. I mean, I'm sure there's no way that Michael Jackson thought Thriller would do 100 million copies. He thought he had some good songs on there, but to go to that.
Oh, he was aiming, but Mike was mad. He was like, no, I'm about to have the biggest and be the biggest.
Yeah, but
ever.
I mean, probably at that time, maybe the Beatles, 15 million copies, or Elvis or something like that.
Right.
When you do, in an era, you do 15 times, that album is 100 times platinum.
Yeah. It's like,
you 10, 14, 15 times diamond.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see another album do that.
Not likely. It's not likely.
But do you know, like when you do a song, do you know, man, this is a banger?
Oh yeah. I know when there are songs that I take that back. I know when they're bangers to me.
Correct. Yes.
I'm like, no, that's a banger. But I have my taste that's why it's my album. I can do what I want. But some of them I don't know, honestly. Like, I'll be honest with you. I have to play it for people close to me. Like Drew over here called Skywalker early. He walked into the session. We were also close by. He walked into the session and he heard that. He was like, that's the one. And he's called it a couple times.
Wow.
All I Want Is You. He called Come Through and Chill. Yeah, Skywalker. He called all the early ones Quickie. He was like, oh, that's it. Those are the ones. So yeah. I'm not always key to the ones that are gonna be like bigger. But I do know when they're special.
So did you end up making money? That was you made some money for that one, huh?
We did good. I think I always say I got lucky. I have an audience who's really down to ride, because none of my albums are the same. And I know that I'm not like the obvious choice. You know, I think that's where I built this course. We were recently invited to be scholar in residence at NYU, and I built the course around what I've learned not being the obvious choice. And what it really is, the course is called Speaking Chaos to Power, but it is about taking the uncertainty of the systems that are in front of us and finding ways to guide and direct them in ways that are more equitable for artists. And I think it can be applied to anything, but it's about really connecting with your audience. And I got really lucky to do that early on. And what my next 10, are about is really helping other artists do that and become not just financially free, but also have creative freedom, and to do it in parallel. I think often what we find, and what I've seen, that I got lucky, how I feel the most lucky is that I got both, by accident somehow, and I had great people who were kind of mentoring me, So what we need, I think now, especially for art, is to reflect the times. I think it's really important. Music was a big part of the movements that we know changed the course of this country. When you hear Nina Simone say that it's important for artists to reflect the times, like she was actively doing that. Strange
A Change Gonna Come, Sam Cooke, Bob Dylan song with the big.
Sam Cooke is the best, like one of the best. So we look at these times that always had music and art, and all of that was a part of it. What's going on. If we are really wanting the change, I think it's a holistic thing to expect the art to reflect the desire and the need that is change, and then obviously organization and mobilizing of a lot of people. So the course is about that, and making money is one of those things that I've got to learn through a lot of mistakes.
Right.
that I feel like is just teachable. It's teachable for artists. So that's my next 10.
Right.
My next 10 is really dedicated to, again, Black, Latino, brown voices, storytellers, left of center like myself, who deserve development and capital to build out their ideas so as to affect the kind of change in the systems and
The change
in
that you wanna
culture
see.
that we deserve, the kind that we deserve. And I'm not being like, I'm not acting like I'm, you know, it's all altruistic, you know what I mean? It is for profit, you know? In the system that we live in right now, that is how we're interfacing. Maybe one day it'll be different. And I hope if we get to inspire some of those voices that maybe change the way that things work in this paradigm. But until we get there, I want to help artists like that come from similar places that I do to get there, to lock in without it being at the expense of their, you know, relationships and all the things that are sustainable.
Is that really possible?
I think it is.
I'm talking about, can you reach that upper, that Michael Jackson, Beyonce, I'm talking about the upper paradigm of the Tom Brady, LeBron, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams. Can you reach that paradigm?
You know, I'm not there. I'm not there.
But you still sacrificed to get to where you said, okay, Shannon, I'm not there, but I'm here. And I still had to sacrifice. And you said you probably should have sacrificed more because you did devote some time.
Well, I didn't say I should sacrifice more. I think what is important is like, however I did it to get here, I could do it better. And I'm not going to get there doing it the way that I did it before.
Okay.
So I want to believe, and maybe I'm crazy. Tell me, this is a conversation we'll have to keep having. Maybe I'm crazy, but I have to believe that there's a better way, that there is a holistic way to
That
really,
you can do it without the kind of sacrifices that it's going to take, maybe denying a wife or denying kids recitals or football games or soccer games.
No, not at all. What I'm saying is that it doesn't have to come at the total sacrifice of your relationships and your being whole and being real. It's gonna require sacrifice. I do think there's a better way than I did, whereby your relationships stay intact, that you stay locked in with them and whole with all of your relationships, and that those things keep you sustainable. I think that's actually what, when I've kind of like taken a break, it's the relationships with my family and my friends. Those are the ones that actually really came around me and really helped bolster me.
Yeah. I think,
So-
what type of woman do you want? If you want an independent woman, you have to understand. I had someone say, Shannon, do you know why movie stars marry other movie stars? I say, they like each other. He's like, yeah, that's a part of it. He said, because the other know what it's like to live in that world. So if you want a housewife, understand you're gonna have to take care of her.
Right.
If you get an
Comes at
independent
it.
woman, she's gonna think independently.
Yeah, exactly.
So the question is, if you're gonna do all that, what type of woman are you going to get? Because she's gonna have to understand, and she understands. Savannah James, Aisha Curry, they understand. Most of the time, someone that has a wife or a significant other that does that, they don't have their own. They're not working because I can't focus on me and give you.
Yeah.
So Miguel, what do you say?
I don't know. I thought we were talking about individual shit, but
But
now
I'm
we're
saying
talking
that
about
is
what kind of girls
that is individual.
Yeah.
You said you think you can do it differently this time while keeping the partner intact, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, all relationships. But my answer to your question is, personally, I always want to be with someone who is able to dream a dream and also have their own dream. The one thing I can't be with someone who doesn't have a vision for themselves. I need someone who also has a passion and a purpose that they feel so deeply that they're on their own mission as well. So in the way that you kind of use the analogy or the example of like an actor may be with an actor because they understand that the lifestyle is going to demand time away and this and that. I think at my core, I will always need to be, and I'll always be with someone who, a person who has their own vision and their own purpose, and it's deeply like believes in it and It's also effective and
So you don't understand that she's not gonna always be there for you and every time you're back and call, right?
But that's why it's great. I'm a Scorpio, so I'd be like, leave me alone anyway. You feel me? I need my space.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's
I
me
do.
though. Yeah. So it kind of works out. That works out.
Let me ask you this. I've been always wanting to know because I'm getting so many different answers. Streaming. Now, I'm sure Drake and Taylor Swift and The Weeknd, they cool with streaming.
Yeah.
They're doing billion.
Yeah.
But where is Miguel on streaming?
Miguel, currently, the real numbers are like 27 million a month. Every million translates to about $4,000 currently. So do the math.
That ain't no bad money.
Okay. So
I mean, I could make it work.
right. But
I could make it work.
we can make it work. However, when you look at what kind of money would be made with a purchase, that's when all music is all available at $9.99 a month at all times. So we're fighting for attention. Well, streaming as it is, as a paradigm, devalues the art and the sacrifice, the time of a lot of people, not just the artists,
Right.
but the engineers, the writers, all of the ecosystem of really making music. So the way I see it is that streaming is not in and of itself, the offering is not in and of itself a threat. The idea is fine. It's the ownership, it's the equity, it is the payout, it is the mechanical way that it works on behalf of the art that empowers it, that is the lifeblood of it, that needs to be corrected. And personally, I think the answer really comes in somewhere in ownership, artist ownership of, and I don't have no answer to this. I'm not invested in any company. I've heard of a couple. I have a lot of interest in companies like Subvert. Big shout out to Subvert. Love what they're doing. There's a couple companies out here who are looking for better alternatives whereby the artist has ownership in the company itself, streaming, and obviously their IP. It's an important issue that I think once answered will revolutionize not just the business part, but the actual quality of the music.
Okay.
And until it becomes something that's owned by artists owned, and there's equity there for artists at this stage of the paradigm that we live in, because we know too much now.
Right.
We know that we've been taken advantage of for decades, for centuries as artists when it comes to writing and ownership of masters and whatnot. And we've seen great examples of ownership of and retaining ownership of masters, a la Birdman and No Limit. We've seen it do really well. That the only next step is for there to be an artist-owned streaming platform. When it's artist-owned and protected and maintained, to me, that then gives it a whole other level of it is for us, by us. You know, and I think personally what I would love to see in the next 5 is for there to emerge an artist-owned, not one artist, but a collective of artist-owned streaming platform. And I think with that leverage, it will probably benefit the people who create the music. And that's what we deserve.
But will it ever be like it was in the 70s and 80s and the 90s when people actually go purchase hard copies of albums?
I hope so. You can go get my vinyl right now. S1C.LA. I hope so. I think people I still buy vinyl. I still buy music, you know?
Yeah, but you have to go to like one of those little specialty shops, like, right? Because there's no more Tower Music and, what was the other one? I forget the other name of the name. They used to go and, you go through it. I remember back in the 70s, you go and like, could you play this for me? And they would put it on and you listen to it like, yeah, this okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this.
Bet.
Will it ever be a time like that again?
I think it'll be novelty.
Yes.
I think that version will be a novelty experience, which is dope. Like, I still love to go to a record store and put a record on and go like, let me listen to it in headphones.
Yes, that was, man.
It's dope. It's a dope experience, and that will be there just the same way like people still go go jump
Play
on
video
horses. People still go ride horses. Like
Yeah.
we had the car, the car replaced the horse, but the horse is still an experience,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and there's a market for that.
It's still something about having that physical copy of that album.
Yeah, but we are people. We like convenience. You know what I'm
do.
saying? Like this VSOP is the product of a lot of hard work,
Correct.
and development and all of that. But you're trying to you having that available at all times is the goal.
Yes.
When it's on demand,
Yes.
you want to have it. You
Yes.
may hold it.
When we originally had it, only came out e-commerce, but we didn't really start taking off until we got it in the packaging shop.
Right.
You know, the Lee's Liquors, the Total Wine,
Right.
the ABC.
Yeah.
So I definitely get what you're saying. And people have made everything so convenient. That's why Amazon is what it is. Because, hey, they give it to you the next day. They might get it to you that day. You really want it.
Listen, if it's not on Prime, you might just not buy it now. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not
Yes.
Prime. So you know, there's a part of that experience that's just a reality.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we'll ever fully go back to just hard copy, but I do think that as it affects the music, finding a way to take back the value and reestablish the value of music is something that to me is top of mind because I love this art form. This is not my livelihood only. I'm passionate about music. I love music, and it's changes. We don't do anything without music.
No.
There's an intro to this show.
Yes.
With music.
Yes.
Every film has music.
Yep.
Every experience that was significant to you, well, maybe not every, but we've got plenty of memories that.
When we grew up around it, we cleaned the house on Saturday. We listened to music.
Listen, the toilet would never be as clean as it is if there was not music. You know what I'm saying? Like we clean different with
Yep.
music.
Yep.
So I do think that there's a big discrepancy between the real value and what it means to people in life, and actually how that is reflected in how we show that it's valuable. And there is a better way. It is I believe that can be evolved and be more equitable for artists once there's an artist-owned platform.
Right. What have you learned about the music business? Being in it for 2 decades, what have you learned about the music industry?
All of it is, money is a tool, and it is motivated by money. That's why I don't take things personally. It's like even the Grammys, and I don't mean to remove anything from the significance of winning a Grammy at all. Having won has changed my life.
Right.
So I can't wait to perform on the Grammys again if it should ever happen, or win a Grammy, whatever. But the Grammys, any award show, all of that is still a part of a larger economic effort to make money.
Yeah.
So that program that you watch when you see your favorite artist on the stage performing is really to make ad dollars. Crazy. The NFL. The every single advertisement you see during the Super Bowl, they making millions,
$7 million
billions.
for 30 seconds.
So this is all to say that, like, my understanding of the music business is that it's really been in the interest of the people at the top again. And in the same thinking of the conversation about the streaming platforms, it's really like, at what point are we going to take the savvy that we are accumulating over social media and the information being shared and what we've learned in history to really take ownership of the opportunity is to really be directly connected to our audience. I think plenty of them are. That's why you see Tyler. That's why you see Billy. That's why you see certain ones go crazy. I mean, these are artists I love who have really tapped into their audience and really connected deeply with their audience in a way that whatever they do, wherever they go, products they make, they're locked in,
Yeah. You mentioned something earlier. You said in your 40s you want to be able to help people, young, Black, brown, Latino communities. What advice, you've been in this thing 2 decades, what advice are you going to impart on the youth coming up that want to do what you did?
Be your own hero. Operate by your values. If you don't know the answer, go with the best. Go with the best option and adjust. Overthinking will stunt the growth, and that's it. Live by your values. Be your own hero. Make the best decision right in front of you, and adjust as needed. If you can operate from your values, you'll always get to the feeling that you're actually looking for.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is money? What have you learned about money?
You got to make money work for you. The saying is true often that, you know, you gotta put up big money if you want to win big money.
Yes.
Debt is good. Crazy.
Yeah.
The right debt.
You're right.
And of course, like you said, I love that you said this early, that it's a tool. The great thing is that even though I was raised really religiously, somehow I didn't ever feel that money was bad. It was the pursuit of money that was bad.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of my friends, and I think culturally, often what we get is that money is the root of all evil. And it's actually not. It's just a tool. It's the pursuit of money and making that the thing, the all
End all be all.
seeing, all being goal. That's what becomes the root of all evil. It's the pursuit of that at any expense. So, you know, just remaining balanced in the perspective that it's a tool, and that the ultimate, like you said, is like freedom. It's like what we're really looking for is freedom.
Yes.
And what does that actually mean? And everyone has a different definition of what that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? Like, what is money for you?
I buy very little for myself. My sister, my mom, my brother, my kids. I got a house. I got 2 cars. Hadn't bought a car in 5 years. Probably gonna be another 5 years before I buy a car, because I just get in the car and drive the same car.
Right.
Over and over. My battery is dead in my car now because I haven't driven.
Haven't
it in
been
3
home.
weeks. So me, that's I'm a provider. I've always been that. From the time I was 5 or 6 years old, I was working in the field. I would come home and give my grandmother $10. $10 back in 75, 76, 77 was a lot of money. But it was the fact, it made me feel a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
So I still feel that now, that I'm able to provide for my family and take care of my family. So that's what it for me, that's what it,
Provide.
yes. I've got to provide for my family. I got to make sure they're okay. Me, I'm going to be fine. Because if I got to eat ketchup with a knit needle, that's what I'll do.
Word.
But
Cereal with the fork.
I just need to, I don't ever want my family. I never wanted my grandmother to worry. I'll worry. I never wanted her to worry. I never want my sister, my kids, my brother, my mom. I don't want them to worry. Let me stay up at night. I don't sleep anyway. I got insomnia. So let me worry about all that stuff that you guys get to rest comfortable. Worried about. It's like Colonel Nathan Jessup said when he had Cappy and the thing, hey, you need me on that wall. They need me on that wall.
Word.
So they can rest comfortably.
Word.
So that's what. So what are some of the purchases when you got some money? You like, damn. Growing up in Inglewood and San Pedro, you like, give me some bread. What I'ma do?
I've never in the same way though. I've actually been kind of the same vibe. Like growing up, first job as soon as I could. 15, I was a tutor. You know, my parents were split up, and my dad was a teacher. But my mom quit her job to make sure that we were on a. We didn't go too far.
You didn't get sidetracked.
Yeah, we didn't get to and I was a knucklehead. I wasn't like bad, but I was mischievous.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I would find myself in the wrong crowd, and my mom just wouldn't have it, you know. And I think when she caught wind of that, my tendency to kind of like, oh, like let's go have some fun, this and that, she was like, no. So in a lot of ways, I took on responsibility early on to help with my brother, to help with my own, and I've in the same way I've taken the same view. So I don't really buy a lot for myself. Man, the only car I bought as a gift. I did as a gift to myself. It was an old F430 Ferrari. It's a car I wanted when I was younger, and it was already old.
Yeah,
it was already old, but it's the only car I've ever bought, and it's still there.
Right.
I still got it. I drive it every once in a while, but I'm not really big on on.
You're not big on material things, huh?
I'm not really I don't collect watches. When you see me, it's pretty chill. Yeah. I do care deeply about how my family is. So I think my biggest accomplishments, the biggest things, was buy my mom a house. Like you said, like I think all of us is like, man, you got mom a house, you got
getting out of poverty.
Bro, like fixing this thing at Pop's house, or like let's like, oh, you want that? Okay, bet at the crib. Got you. Let's do that. Or my cousin needed to bail my cousin out, or hospital bills, or I actually feel more.
That's how I am.
I feel more accomplished being able to do those things.
Yes.
Especially because it means so much more with your family. I feel like I'm like losing my family so fast. And when my grandparents started to pass, and I started to see like I really started to pay attention. Like everyone's getting older.
Yeah.
Really,
I feel the same way, because I'm at the age where, man, they old. That's me now.
Like, we're the same age.
That's me. I'm like, oh wait, that ain't old. All of a sudden, 50s is not old anymore. It used to be, man,
that's so old. Yeah.
50, ooh, you happy, honey.
You almost there. Shit, you almost.
Now all of a sudden, man, that's a long way, man.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
So much time.
That's how we look at it now.
That's real. It's real. But yeah, those are I prefer to save my money for those things.
Right.
And then in the meantime, again, in terms of like, I want to put it to work.
Right.
I want it to work. So when things happen,
you're able to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
If you could go back at any point in time, I'm gonna give you a pen or an eraser.
Right.
And you can go back and erase and do anything over, would you?
No, I think everything that I thought was kind of one of those ones that I was like, I would do it differently. It's built character, and it's actually fortified my sense of self, and it gave me an opportunity to prove to myself that I'm proud of myself.
Right.
To do things that make me proud of myself. To hold myself accountable, or to go, hey, that wasn't right, man. Get it together. Right. And then to go, okay, I'm gonna do it like this now. And to have the conversations, and to go, I'm deeply sorry when I was wrong. To when I make, anything that I felt was like, oh, I wish I could do it better. I look at it with so much gratitude now. More so because I've taken time to kind of go, I've learned a lesson from it, and I have an actionable way by which I will do it different. Now, will that yield the result that I'm looking for?
Correct.
I'm learning in real time, but I know one thing: I'm proud of myself at paying attention to how I am,
to see things
that adjust. Like I said, when you're saying whatever advice that you were given, it's really like look at my morals and the things that I'm operating from, and that's what's actually informing all of my action now. So, no, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't take that eraser.
Yeah.
Because who's to say that I would ever get to this point where I would be like, nah.
I was thinking the same thing. If I could go back and change some things, I don't go to Savannah State. I probably don't meet the people that impacted me the most in my life. I had some great professors at Savannah State, from Haynes Walton to Norman Elmore to Joanne Green to Joyce McLemore. I don't meet these people, and maybe I don't go on the path that I'm on. Right. So I don't want to change it. Right. Even if I could, right. I don't want to change it. Right.
You miss all of the great things that you got in
that
between.
shape and make us who we are.
It is probably the coolest thing in looking back now, because I think before, when I would look at things like with a little bit of sadness. I think in the beginning of the 8 years between my last album and now, looking back was painful. And I think now it's with so much like, okay, gratitude. I see where I was. I see what I was doing. I understand. Took me some time to really like uncover like what was going on there. All right, Mike, you were going through this. You had resentment about this. You really were trying to figure yourself out here. And to look at all of the things and go, man, through the chaos, you've actually found a part of yourself that is worthy of celebrating and building on and preserving. And look at you. You're a good human being, man. You're able to address your wrongs. You're able to stand up on the things that you're right about. And you fight for what you believe in. You speak out about what you see that's not right. You're deeply passionate. You're deeply happy. You have a pureness about what you do and how you approach things that mean that you care about this world and preserving something that it matters.
Right.
That there's real hope and there's faith that is to be like nurtured, regardless of what's happening. And somehow you've been able to do all that. Damn, you got a great family. Your dad is the best teacher. Your mom is the most beautiful, incredible, like supportive person in the world. You got a great Latino family who gave you all, you know what I'm saying? You got poured into like all of it. You're not like your nan just sacrificed. You just start. I go back now with so much more like gratitude. I couldn't take that eraser to that.
Right.
Couldn't do it.
Do you ever find yourself sitting back? I find myself, and I really do it like when my brother and I talk, because we talk a lot about how we grew up and growing up and him being there, and he was always there for me. Do you find yourself looking back and like, damn, I come a mighty, mighty, mighty long way. Even in that dream, the gift that I gave to myself, it wasn't this good.
Word. Ooh, say that. Cheers to that. Salute to that. Cheers to that. I will say, man, 3rd and Center. I grew up on 3rd and Center in San Pedro. I don't know if anyone from LA, most people from LA don't even know where San Pedro is or where that is, in terms of like how deep and how far away that is from this that we're experiencing.
Right.
It's one of the most obscure places, and from there, by way of like delusion and passion and nurturing,
Right.
Lots of bad decisions, lots of great decisions.
Yes.
A lot of lost sleep and sacrifice that we've talked about. Man, I look at it and I go, who could have ever imagined? And yet, I knew.
Yeah.
And how dope it is, like when you work with young up and coming talent on the field, off the field, how important it is to have that. And I think that's like I think why I watch, Shay, is I love to see how incredibly delusional everyone had to be and all the things they accomplished and the greatness that they've achieved.
Right.
To sit here across from you who in your, you know what I mean? It's like we've devoted ourselves, and everyone that we get to work with. Is why when I step into a room, I don't treat people more or less.
Right.
Everyone is
Everybody's here for a reason.
We all have a real purpose.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of this whole thing. And that's why, I'll never want to take the eraser and do it.
Yeah.
We worked hard to get here, and I believe that's what this whole thing is about. You know what I'm saying? It's about looking at all the CAOS, all the chaos that we experience in each iteration of our life, and taking that and building on it and refining and honing on what is valuable and what's worth preserving and what's worth letting go.
Right.
So, whether it's becoming the kind of voice that says, okay, this is not right in the world or what have you, or if it's just about every day going, this is not right here, let me address it.
Right.
I think the purpose is always, we're getting better and we're doing it better. And I'm so blessed to be around so many who do it.
Right.
every day. You know what I'm saying? That's the best part.
You work with Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Travis Scott, Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, A$AP Rocky, Lil Yachty, Wale. Obviously, that's a very eclectic, very
Bangers.
different group.
All bangers. All killers.
So when you go work with somebody, what's your mindset? Okay, we going in. So today is the day, and tomorrow I'm going to meet with Mariah. I'm going to meet with this Alicia Keys, or I'm going to meet with this person. So what's your mindset the night before you go meet with said person to sit down and try to come together on a project?
I'm more like, I'm gonna walk into a space, I'm gonna be myself.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens. That's all we ever did.
Yeah.
That's all we ever had to do, is to just go in and go, I did the work. I trust the work. I trust the work. So I've been really, really fortunate to kind of like get these moments where, with people who also believe in their craft in the same way, and also there's a lot of trust.
Yes.
It's like when you get on the line, it's like anytime you line up and everybody's on the same accord, and we're like, all right, well, shit, we done rehearsed this. We ran this play a million times.
Nothing better than when a plan comes together.
Hey, I trust you. Let's go. We gonna do it.
Right.
And so I think there's a little bit of all of the work that gets anyone into a session that leads to them being in that room and going, hey, I fuck with you. I love what you do. Trust what you do. It's gonna be dope.
Right.
I'm gonna do what I do. It's gonna be dope. Let's make the best shit that we can. Yeah.
So I read that you and Alicia, your project, you guys were in Jamaica. So how does that work? So when you guys come together, they invite you. They say, Miguel, we want you on this project. So do they tell you before you get there what their thinking is, what they're trying to do? You don't realize you don't understand what the direction that they want to go until you actually get there.
Yeah.
And then you hear their vision for this project, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. In that example, this is different because Alicia's, she's like bring you into her world,
okay.
And so at this time, we got on the plane and we got on a prop plane. Me and Drew was on the plane, like the dude with the the dude took our bags. He was like, welcome, thank you very much. Took our bags, put him in the back of the plane, took off the vest, and then jumped in the pilot seat, and we looked at each other. Whoa. Are we gonna be all right? Hold on.
We understand that Jamaicans have a lot of jobs, but this ain't what we meant.
I love that they're hardworking and
you take a baggage and you fly in the plane.
Bruh, I said, okay, wait a second. We prayed a prayer. It's a 3-person prop plane, and we go, and finally we get there, and of course Alicia's there with the biggest smile, and she's super welcoming. Swiss is there. We eat great food, and she brings you into her world. That's a different thing. She has a vision, and she's for her, she's an artist. She's an album artist.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And Alicia obviously has had massive songs, and of course, but she's one of those artists that is like, she's crafting. She's really chefing when she gives you an album. That experience is different than, when you go in and it's like, okay, we trying to make to make a banger. We want a song that's gonna hit everything and everybody, and they're gonna love it and they're gonna go crazy. Different headspace. But I always go in with like, what is at the fringe of what you want to say and how you want to feel, and like how can I actually just be the person to say it. And that always has worked out. So yeah, I just wanna I'm an enabler when I step into the room. Yeah. Even if I'm not on the record.
Right.
When I step into a room, I'm an enabler.
Right.
I'm like, what is the most potent, wild, pure, honest thing that we could say, or you could say right now, that is like, no, we want to hear that. We want to feel that as a fan.
Right.
So that's how I step in.
I read you say Kendrick is one of your inspirations. I mean, I think Kendrick's from Compton, right?
Yeah.
Compton. You're from like Inglewood, grew up in San Pedro. Did you know Kendrick before? Like, were you familiar with him before?
No. I met Kendrick through music. And I would say like he's one of many, I would say a lot. I'm inspired by my peers in the sense that I love watching them go. I love watching the the world grow because of them. You know, I think Kendrick put a lot of people on to Compton in a different way in this generation.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? And that's real. That's the world, you know, knows about Compton, and he reps it super hard. But it's the same way that there's plenty of artists who rep where they come from and have put those places on the map that I just go like, man, I'm inspired by that. I love the education part of bringing people into your world. And yeah, I'm working constantly to refine how I do that. So yeah.
Of all the artists that you've worked with, who would you like to collab and do an album with? Of all the artists that you've worked with, they say, you know what, Miguel, let's do this album.
Man, I was just texting Cole.
Really?
I was just texting Cole this morning. I think a collab album with Cole is like one that they've been asking for. Oh, bro, I'm sitting here on Shay.
Telling me welcome anytime.
Yeah. In an interview real quick. But Shay said, what up? I think Cole would be special. I want to do another project with Blue. I did a project I'm on a project with Blue. I don't know if you know who Blue and Exile are. Blue. I met Blue when I was maybe like 14. We went to high school together.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were gonna say Blue Cantrell, but clearly you talking about somebody else.
No, word. But Blue has a classic hip hop album. Blue and Exile, Below the Heavens. Shay, listen to this album.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
This is a one. This is like when you get on the plane, you can listen to this album.
See, I like to slow it down. I mean,
yeah, and it's vibey. It's super. It's a good one, and it's like it's a headphone album, so it's good for travel.
Yeah,
I know you know. So when you go back to the crib, and have to charge your car back up. But I want to do it. I want to do another album with Blue.
Okay.
But I want a proper album. But I love to do it with Cole. I think Cole would be really, really special, especially because I think we're aligned in a lot of the human ways.
Yeah.
You know, it's like like we're trying to be good human beings. You know, not that anyone else isn't.
Right.
But I just know him enough that way.
Right.
Where I'm like, oh no, yeah, it'll be dope. Yeah.
Are you the king of hip hop collabs?
I don't know. I wouldn't say the king. I think there's I definitely have some special ones. I got some special ones for sure. Yeah.
Like you wrote for Usher. I think did you write for Usher, Mary J,
I did.
Jaheim?
Yes, I did. Jaheim, Mary J.
Music Soul Child.
Yeah. We've done some ones. Did I don't think I did for music though.
You didn't do anything for
I don't
music?
think so. Can we double check that? There might be records. I've written records and I don't even.
Wow.
It's true.
Make sure you get that credit now.
That's why when you turn 40, you forget things.
Make sure you get that credit. How is it? Because it's very interesting to me. Because like when I get a script, let's just say I got to read something for this product, and it comes out a certain way, but I have to add some of it. I ad lib because I needed to sound like I talk.
Yeah, it's you. It's you.
So when you write, let's just say for the sake of argument, you're writing for Mary J. You're male, she's female.
Yeah. Or Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Right.
How? Because it's funny how you're able to do that. Because I look at Hove.
Right.
He wrote Still DRE.
Come on.
For Dr. Dre. You couldn't tell me Dre didn't write that because it sounds just. I'm like, how the hell?
Yeah.
That takes a special talent.
Yeah.
To write a song that you're not going to sing. Someone else going to sing it, but you're writing it in their voice.
Valid. Yeah, valid. And it takes a special talent to be able to take that and make it their own.
Yes.
So there's a art to that as well. I think in terms of, like I said, I'm an enabler. I'm like mischievous though. Like I'm your friend that's gonna be like, yeah, we should though. Like let's go. Like if you have an idea and you're like, man, I don't know if I should do this. Like, but I kind of want to go do this.
You that little thing on the shoulder, like, yeah, we should do this.
I'm the friend, but not in a way that's like, I'm also realistic, and I'm also, I'm paying attention to all the things, but I think that there's something special about excitement. And I honor excitement.
Right.
When you're excited about something, that is an indication that it's like hitting your spirit.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, ooh, I'm like, I want to do this, and I think more, I didn't realize this one, sorry. It's cool, sorry.
He calling?
Yeah, I just told him I was
You
like,
calling?
bro,
Yeah,
sorry,
you can
sorry. He just hung up. Sorry. There's something about excitement that's special, and I really do honor. So I think about what excites the artist, what would excite the artist, and I'm a fan first, so I'm thinking about them in a fan way and what I know about them and what they seem to resonate with the most, and I'm thinking of anything that may excite them, and then I'm thinking of what their audience may be excited by. So like for example, for Rocket, for Beyonce.
Yes, and I was going there next, but
Let me sit this ass on you is the first line.
damn.
Which one of us is not thinking, and I'm sorry, this is a long time ago, also the whiskey kind of, the what's it called, might have me, speaking. But I'm thinking in terms of like, as a man listening to Beyonce,
Yeah.
what do I want to hear? What excites me? And then I'm going, what is she trying to convey? And at the time, I think she was, from what I understood, is that she really wanted to lean into the fact that she's a grown woman and that she was in, you know what I mean? So I'm listening to her tell me like, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm going, okay, bet. What's exciting? To her, exciting was showing that she's like, leaning into her feminine and she's being sexual.
Grown woman.
And I'm grown and I'm owning my sexuality and this and that. And I'm going, well, shit, I'm a fan, and what guys, like, what do we want to, and what do girls,
That what you do?
even what do women want to hear
grown
her
now?
say? What do her audience want to say for themselves, too? What's exciting? Shit, let me sit this ass on you. Bet. I'm going to go with the thing that sounds the most exciting. So that's where Quickie came from. That's where...
Do you ever get afraid that you're going to write something like, what are you thinking? No.
Yeah. That's why a lot of songs are not out. That's why we'll keep those in the vault. Yeah, we'll keep that in the vault. But no, I think that's where I come from, excitement. Like what's exciting.
Because that's interesting. Because writing a song for a woman when you're a male, and I'm not say obviously there are a lot of male songwriters that write for women, but how difficult is that? Because you don't think like they think. You don't see things how they see them. But on this song, I've got to.
Right. I've only written four specifically. Maybe like again the like Beautiful. I didn't start that song thinking about writing for Mariah Carey. I wrote that song actually as a song for my album, and it actually didn't fit the tone overall. And then we adapted it to better fit Mariah, and she wrote on the record to make it fit her, right? Same thing with B, but B was a little closer because she was telling me and she was telling all of the people that she was working with where she was at and what she was looking for. Okay. So I think it just depends on the situation, and I think with female, which is one of the things I want to explore more, is working with more collaborating more with just artists in general, but like I feel like there's an EP with female artists in there. Writing on their behalf, I think, is about the conversation that we have and what they want to communicate. So it's more about them and what they want to say, and then me enabling that.
Was Rocket inspired by D'Angelo's Rest Your Soul?
Rest in peace, D. Yeah.
How does it feel?
What ballad at this point is not inspired by Untitled? There's really... I think we'll always go back to the Church of D'Angelo. And that song some artists have songs that are like statements of their artistry and what they represent, and that will forever be like a mainstay of the power and soul and funk and connection to the legacy of all of those things in his predecessors, our predecessors,
Right.
that live forever in his music, and also his ability to do it in his own new way. It's what makes him, what is the word for that? There's a word for when things are just theirs. But it's one of those, you know, it's that. So yeah,
sad
for
that-
sure. I mean, there's probably not a session that I don't go into where we're not like, just even in conversation, talking about
Right.
Untitled and Voodoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Overall.
so sad that such a young man gone at such a young age.
But isn't this crazy though? Like our health is, this could go in a million different directions, Shay. Like we could talk about how systematically, you know, our health is being tampered with every day. And it has been for decades, especially amongst blacks. You know, the Tuskegee, those
Yeah.
experiments,
Yeah.
we're all aware about that. But are we paying attention to how the water is being tampered with? Are we paying attention to how the produce in this country is not nearly at the level of the potency in terms of vitamin and all that stuff? It's not as potent as it was before,
Right.
decades ago. We've got things in our air that are being sprinkled from above, aluminum and so on and so forth, and that's verified. We have our weather being manipulated. We have, you know, it's a lot of things that have to do with our health that is crazy.
Right.
You know, it's and so when we hear an artist like this being, you know, having passed so early because of cancer.
Yeah,
What is
cancer.
it? What's this? That's crazy, man.
It is.
It's crazy. Also, it says a lot about how we should
Take care
be
of our health.
talking about our health more often. I think there's a big, I mean, look, I want to talk. I'm turning 40. I have yet to go do like prostate, all of that stuff. I'm late.
I'm a prostate cancer survivor.
Man,
But I go.
when did you find out?
Well, I started getting tested early. I started getting testing at the age of 35. My dad died at 39, and
From prostate cancer?
No, he had oral cancer, throat cancer.
Okay, so it was in the,
And he had two brothers that didn't make it to 50. So it ran in my family. So I started getting testing at 35, and went in for a routine colonoscopy. And my doctor, I knew something was wrong when my doctor didn't call me back. I was like,
it's already been some days. Like,
and this was in 2016. I was diagnosed in 2016, had the surgery in 2017, and I've been clear ever since.
Wow, man. Yes.
Oh man, I go to the doctor now.
Yeah.
I go to the doctor for what this premium costs. Oh, I'm going.
Oh,
Let me go to the doctor.
Listen, but hey, I'm gonna take advantage of it for real. Like,
for
listen,
sure.
come on. It's crazy. It's not a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
On both sides of my family, there's been cancer, so I should be paying attention, and yet I know, and I have not. You know, and why is it not something that we are talking about more? It's crazy.
Well, growing up, there's not a whole lot of blacks that could afford insurance, so we didn't go to the doctor unless Jesus was sitting on the foot of the bed.
That's valid.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I saw him at the foot of the bed. I got to go to the doctor
That's
now.
right. That
But
finally.
before then, we weren't going because we didn't have health insurance. We weren't going. You put your family in debt forever and forever to pay those bills.
Right.
And
And now
we weren't going to burden. We looked at it as a burden. The one
Valid.
thing we're not going to do is burden our family with debt.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't go.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
so now I'm going. I'm going. I go through my deductible. First 2 months of the year, I'm going through my deductible.
Let's run it.
You know,
Like,
let's
run
go
it.
down. Let's go.
Run it. That's why you got to go to Thailand and get all your shit checked out.
That
it
costs
up.
too much.
Look it up. I'm telling you. For real.
You wrote for Tiana Taylor.
Did I?
No, she covered your song, The Girl with the Tattoo.
Yeah, that's right.
How does that feel?
Right.
Let me ask you, how does that feel when someone covers one of your songs?
That's ultimate. That's ultimate like nod. You know, it's like a
tip of the cap.
Yeah, it's a really dope nod, and also her voice is incredible.
Yeah,
I love.
She's incredible at everything.
She's like, where
she
do
can
you
do it all.
get that?
She can sing,
like,
she can dance, she can choreograph.
I honestly think when I think she's gonna.
She can act.
Oscar is in.
Yes.
Tiana's. That's like
she can really. She can theoretically. She can get an EGOT
for sure.
Emmy, Grammy, Tony, Oscar. She can do it all. There's really nothing she can't do.
Exactly. Like creative directing too. I'd be like, man, she's shooting other people's videos, directing other people's videos. I'm like,
she's talented.
Man, when someone covers a record, or like even when they're asking for like a, they want to clear a sample or a song, I think that's like a nod to. I talk to my younger self.
Yeah.
And I go, see, you were right. And then that in itself is like a keep going. Right. Whatever you're doing now, just keep going. They'll figure it. It will be heard and felt by who it's meant to be felt by. And that's what's the most like gratifying.
You covered Scissors The Weeknd. Would you like to do something with Scissors?
Yeah. Why not? I love that. I think the fans would love that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of, like I was saying, there's a lot of collabs that should happen. There's a lot that should happen.
Do you have your people reach out to their people, or if you bump into them, let's do something together?
It's always like that. Everyone's always like, let's do something together.
But sometimes they just be playing. Like, hey man, give me a call. Hey, here's my number. And you change the number tomorrow.
It be like that. It's like
real?
that. Come on, man. It's like that in all of our industries that people be like, y'all, I'm gonna get with you.
Yeah, holla your boy.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I've done it before myself. I have also been the one that's been like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm
It's not
my
gonna
number.
happen. That's not gonna happen.
I don't know that fool.
You know what though? I've actually decided in my life now that I don't want to make music with people that I can't go have coffee with or have a drink with.
Okay.
I'll probably be more likely to be like, Shay, let's jump in the studio.
That's what I'm talking about. We having a drink together.
You feel me? Like, salud. A couple drinks now.
Yeah.
Then I would with some artists, because what I've learned is like, what happens is you get in the studio and then you start to learn the motivation is different. Their motivation is what they're looking for out of this thing may be different than what you're looking for or what you're actually showing up for. And then once the music is made, then you got to show up for the video. And then you got to show up for the, you want to promote it and this and that. And then if the song isn't really representative of what you both actually are like, if there's not a real thing that you really are like, oh no, we're trying to make music that matters.
Right.
If they're like, nah, I just want the hit. And you're like, well, I want to say something that is different or interesting or like hasn't been done before, or, whatever. Oh, wow, look, would love to be impactful, but I'm not chasing that. Well, then you come out with a product that ends up being some weird mix, and then you still have to promote it, and
you're not there anymore.
That shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You did a karaoke of Rihanna, My Girl. You want to work with Ree?
You know what? We've talked about working so many times, but I would kill that. Like, I would produce an entire album for her that would go crazy.
You think, man, Ree, she like really in her family. She got kids now.
I don't know if she's really into it.
Right.
Really like that. And actually,
Anymore.
what would be crazy, I would EP an album for her and Rocky. That shit would be insane. Because I have both.
Right.
I have both.
Right.
I can do like the energy. I'm like, oh no, I've worked. I would crush an album for both of them for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I know you saw when Jamie did Sure Thing and Blame It.
Bruh. I just saw Jamie at the Blue Note too.
He, you know what? It's funny. We used to have a a southern spot at Savannah State called the Blue Note, where you go get fried chicken and gizzards,
Right.
livers, and fries. It's in Thunderbolt, Georgia. It's right walking distance from Savannah State campus. So when you said the Blue Note, it made me think of that.
Bro, did you, for real, gizzards, for real?
Yeah. Oh, you don't eat gizzards?
Not really.
Not really, huh?
I've never had gizzards.
Really?
How are they prepared?
Fried.
Everything fried is good.
Whoop, there it is.
the right. Yo.
Hey, so man, what is that? It's fried. Okay, it's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's busting. Yeah.
But would you do something with Jamie?
Fox?
Yeah.
In a that's also one of those people where you can sit and talk. Like, Jamie is one of the coolest.
He is. All he want to do is joke, though, man. He got. Can we have a conversation without you joking all the time?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the best. It's the best. It's the
He
best
is,
thing
man. He
about it.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's a
I
great
would
dude.
I would love to write with him, work with him. I think he's also one of those ones that's like, he's one of our talents that I feel are even still unrealized in terms
Yeah,
of
people don't realize how it is.
their impact.
Yeah.
Like Jamie on the Jamie Foxx show was incredible.
Yeah.
Jamie before that,
On Living
stand
Color.
up on In Living Color and stand up incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Then you move forward and you're like, his career as an actor,
Yeah.
incredible. And then in music, incredible. So
Yeah.
you're just like, oh man, this.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be one of the most talented people that's ever been created.
And not really like trying to be like, nah, I'm the.
No, he really he down to
chill.
earth too. But like you said, I mean, from stand up to acting. I mean, when he did Ray,
Bruh.
and he did what is it? The pianist with the piano when he was the guy, the homeless guy. I mean, what can he do?
He's yeah, the range, that range is like,
I don't know if we've seen someone with range like that. It's like when we say acting range, when you look at a Tom Cruise or you look at Robin Williams, rest his soul, you look at a
Robin
Samuel L. Jackson,
yeah.
guys that I'm talking about can make you laugh, can be serious.
Robin is actually a great one, because that's like, yeah, because that's the kind of like, he could do a kids movie and he could be a villain and he can make you laugh like it's your family. You know, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, he was incredible. What's your favorite song right now? Like, who's Miguel listening to in the car?
Right now, I've been listening to "Show Me the Body," which is and I'm waiting for them to put new music out. I think they just dropped the album, but "Show Me the Body" is like a punk band from New York. Yeah.
So you got a very eclectic taste in music, because I mean a lot of these.
I was like, you were not expecting that.
Nah, I was not expecting that. Because some of the groups that you're naming, I ain't never heard of.
You know what the new Turnstile album is? Fire.
What?
Turnstile.
No.
Punk band. Yeah.
So you're
Turnstile's crazy.
in the punk band.
I grew up in San Pedro, which is a art punk haven. So when punk music was really like kind of hitting its peak, San Pedro in the United States was a place where like the more avant-garde punk music was really like flourishing.
Okay.
There's a band called the Minutemen that come from San Pedro, and I grew up maybe 4 blocks away from like one of the premier venues that they would come and play. It's also a big skate city, so a lot of skaters would come to San Pedro. And I also grew up kind of at the apex of where all of that comes together. So punk music, classic rock from my father's side, and then soul music all have a big influence, and just alternative music overall have a big influence on the sound. And that's why you hear a lot of like heavy guitar in my music, why even melodically I approach music the way that I do.
Would you do a cover song?
Yeah. What did I cover more recently? I covered Careless Whisper for the Rock and
George
Roll
Michael,
album.
huh?
Yeah, we did that. But like on record.
Yeah. Because I mean, you got to be really, really good when you do a cover.
Valid.
Because people gonna say you should have left that alone.
That's valid. That's super valid. That's true. They get real like,
Yes.
and I'm also protective of my favorite artists. You, like,
Yeah.
you should have left that alone. Don't touch that. Like that.
Now, the guy that did the cover and you like, he sounded better is Luther or Whitney. Because Whitney take your song He like
Whitney took a
you
Dolly
should not.
Parton
You
song.
should. It took Dolly. I'll always love you. That was Dolly
Man,
Parton.
come on.
And Luther took like 7 or 8. You like, I don't know who sung that before Luther, but they should have left that alone.
I don't think I have the voice for that, honestly. I don't think that I'm even, but see, like D'Angelo covered, he always had a cover on his records, you know? Cruising,
Yes.
you know, Smokey Robinson,
Yep.
you know, Africa. We're listening to records, and Africa on Voodoo is like A1.
Yeah.
It's like I will always go to that record on a Sunday, you know? I don't know. I don't know that I have the voice for it, but I have. I don't know if I'm brave enough to put it on record.
Yeah, because people gonna say you should leave that alone, man.
It's rough. I'm like, what would I cover? That's a good question.
Let me ask you this: when people, because it's funny because I talk to LL and I talk to a lot of different people that have had people do their songs or sample their song, and I say, let me ask you this: when someone comes and says, "I want to do this," do you have to hear their song before you give it clearance? So if somebody came to you and they say, "Man, let's check this, bro. I want to do this."
Take your song and do with it.
Yeah.
Do something with it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I gotta hear it. Nah.
Because I had Bobby Brown on it. Bobby said, "Man, if I had known, I wouldn't let Brittany do my prerogative."
Bruh.
I said, "Come on." Bobby's like, "Nah, man."
I mean, it kind of fit though.
Yeah.
It kind of fit. I get it. I get it. In terms, you know. Also,
But I mean, he
context.
probably liked the check, though.
The check was probably nice.
Really?
Listen, we're not mad at the bag, but yeah, sometimes it's not really worth it. But I do have to hear it.
Right.
I gotta hear it because sometimes they are not.
Yeah, they be joking. They be trying to joke on your song, and I ain't for that.
No, we can't do that. Nah, you're not about to take this. Nah.
Have you ever had a song stolen?
Song stolen? No, but I've been a part of like some songs where I didn't get credit that I thought I should have. Nothing that I'll never say it. But you know, I came up as a writer.
Right.
It was the way that they explained to me that I would actually make my way to being an artist. It was, you know, what you're trying to do is too left. No one knows what you look like or what you are. Like you're too ambiguous and, you know, nigga, you weird, dressing weird and shit. So they were like, right, be a writer, and that's how you'll carve a path for yourself. And in that process, I definitely missed some credits that I should have gotten. But there's always get back, you know. I think it always comes back. So, yeah, you know, this is a part of the thing, and that's why I started S1C. I started S1C for the same reason of like, don't want people to be taken advantage of, be educated about the industries that are a part of making our work seen, and that really enable the stories to be told, but go in with leverage and knowledge about how they work.
Right.
So we're never agreeing to or acquiescing to things that in the long term don't benefit the creative freedom or the financial freedom that we deserve, you know.
So let me was your introduction to mainstream reality TV when you was on BET?
Yes. Well, we had seen like, you know, The Real World. There were a couple seasons of Real World.
That was the first introduction of reality TV, The Real World.
Yeah. But in terms of being on television and being a part of that process and like narrative, being a part of someone's narrative that you have no clue about,
Well, they don't paint you as favorable.
Bruh, I was the villain.
Yeah, but they told you up.
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. But you know, I always say, like, it always comes back. Like, it always works out. That's why when you asked earlier, you were like, would you take an eraser to it? I'm like, you know what? No. Because in the end, I always end up, the truth is always like, look, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong.
I was wrong.
Hey, and look, if people are going to hate me for that when I was wrong, that's their prerogative.
Correct.
That's cool. Everybody that's supposed to be with me and pay attention and support and whatever, they here because they really care and that's what they want to do. Mm-hmm. I actually would be wasting my time trying to convince people who don't want to.
Correct.
So cool. That's great. That's fine. But it always comes back around. I was on this show and they painted me as a villain, and they told me that I was walking into a situation that they were looking for a lead singer.
Huh? How you go from a lead singer to a villain?
So I walked in and they're like, yo, so we're looking to like bring in a lead singer. We found all the supporting members. We just need a lead singer. And I'm 14. I'm like, bet, 15.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
good.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you got the right one.
all right, bet. I'm down. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I never considered being in a group, but I'll be a lead singer. Bet. So I go in and yeah, it's a thing. They had already had their group together. And to them, it was painted as this guy's coming in to take someone's spot.
Oh.
So we don't know who it's going to be, but we're going to see, and one of you is going to have to go home.
Really?
And so their whole interfacing with me from jump was like, who's this? Like, who are you coming in? We've been hanging out. We earned our spots here, and who are you to come in here? And that was the position that they took. It's so crazy that that's kind of like still one of those things. But yeah, that was my introduction. I learned very quickly it's TV and editing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's editing.
So they made you look really bad. They tore you up though.
I don't think they made me look that bad though.
You did.
They did.
They did.
But you know, shit. We here.
So look at your image when you first came out. They had you with tall tees.
Yeah.
Bro, you not a rapper?
Yeah, definitely not.
But that was the image they wanted to portray?
I think
If they thought that's what would sell?
Man, I think even I was like, okay, this is me at, you know,
Bro,
19,
you trying to get on, you accepted everything.
19. I'm looking at it like, okay, well shit, I'll put on like I was already wearing like big t-shirts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was like I all of a sudden became a different person.
Right.
But when you look at what I was choosing in that time versus the real person behind the music and like all of the things that inform like my identity, who I am. It definitely was like one of those ones where I was like, all right, well, I'm trying to figure it out. But I mean, how did you dress 20 years ago? You know, it's like,
Good and terrible.
you know what I'm saying? Good and terrible. That's how
You know,
I
I think the thing is like, when you have an idea of how you want to dress,
Yeah.
if I ever got some money,
Right.
you know, I wore summer clothes. When I was a kid, I wore summer clothes year round.
Word.
Some of my brothers, some of my uncles, some of my cousins. You know what I'm saying? So I had summer clothes. So I always said, if I got me some money, I will get me something nice.
Yeah.
And so when I started making money,
Yeah.
I dressed. You know, I went through the fad where I had all the throwback jerseys,
Word.
The Dave Winfield, the Kareems, all that stuff. And then you go through it, the big oversized jeans, the red
era.
monkey.
That was the era.
Yeah. And so you go through that phase and then you realize like, bro, leave that for them young kids, man.
Word.
You in your late 30s.
Word.
You can't be dressing like these kids.
Word.
And so now, I dress how I'm comfortable. Everybody, man, you dress like a yoga teacher. Bro, I'm 57. What I'm supposed to dress like?
I'm relaxed.
You know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure. You want me?
I earned this.
Yeah, you want me to dress like what? You want me to dress like Kendrick? You want me to dress like
Right.
who am I supposed to dress like?
Right.
I'm gonna dress like a 57-year-old.
Right.
And so that's the thing. It's just like, okay, just accept who you are and dress what makes you feel comfortable.
I think the key was really figuring out like I was figuring out my voice even as a writer
Okay.
and as an artist at the time. And I was working with a lot of people who, again, I was telling you, I was like, coming from being a writer, it was a lot of people who were like, you should do it like this. And just trying to find my identity and find my way. So yeah, when I started out, you guys, anyone watching, you can go back, look at the Get Your Hands Up video. You know what I mean? I've got the fitted on, I've got big shirt on, big pants on. But you know, every artist has their journey. That's where I was at the time. The journey is everything.
Right.
The whole journey is everything.
Yep.
It really is about like honing and refining, right?
Have you ever been starstruck?
Yeah, first time I met Jay, for sure. I was like, man, this is like reasonable doubt. This is like, whoa, okay.
Blueprint.
I'm a student of hip hop. I come from hip hop, like really. So I think one of the biggest artists I met at the time, one of the first was meeting Jay, and I was like, and it wasn't that I was fumbling. I just was like, oh shit, I'm really in this room with Jay-Z.
Wow.
With Ho. You know what I mean? And it was the work is here. It's put me here. So it was cool. Also, Ye was there. It was a lot. It was a lot.
How hard was it? I guess the music industry looked at you and said, here's a guy. He's half Mexican. He sounds black. He looks Filipino.
Right.
So what we doing here?
That's been the hurdle I've been trying to clear this whole time. Look, man, I would say I'm the cutting edge, man. What can I say?
Yeah.
Shout out to my parents. They were forward thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my parents. They were way ahead of their time.
Yes.
Your
Your mom is black, your dad is Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you got coming up being biracial, you're not black enough, you're not Hispanic enough, so you kind of in purgatory. It's like where I mean, how did that, like, as a child? Because a lot of biracial kids, especially if you're black or white, you're not black enough,
Right.
you're not white enough.
Well, I've gone through a lot of my life trying to figure out how to to get myself to a place where I felt like I was enough. Enough is the right word, because that is the feeling. It's like, well, I wrote a whole song about this called What's Normal Anyway, on Wild Heart, an album I put out called Wild Heart. And it very much starts too proper for the black kids, too black for the Mexicans, too square to be a hood. What's normal anyway, And it's that's how it felt growing up. I think now I'm really proud to be both.
Right.
I'm so proud to be like, man, I'm repping for both.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I don't have to be any more or less. Than anything. I think there's a tremendous amount of work in that feeling. So I'm grateful for that. And man, shout out to everybody out there, multicultural. It's definitely it's a challenge, because the way that the world is, it feels like you're supposed to choose.
Yes.
And sometimes it's insinuated that you have to be a certain way. But what I found in these last 8 years was a tremendous amount of acceptance. First and foremost, like, of myself, which allowed me to see that I was already accepted as both from both. You know what I mean? It was already there, but I had to claim it for myself.
Right.
Which is an important learning. So yeah.
Bad Bunny performing the Super Bowl
Let's
halftime
go.
show.
Thank God.
Bro,
Thank God,
a lot of
thank
people ain't happy about that.
Yeah, and watch the money flow to where he's performing. The real thing is, like, we're seeing how it's really all about money. When you were asking about money, I wanted to talk about this, but my view of money is that's the motive for everything, and understanding that it can't be the goal, like that can't be our motivation for money, but understanding its significance in the paradigm and how that affects everything. So it trickles down. When we hit money, when we touch the money, and when we stop viewing things, and then it starts, that's why when you see Jimmy Kimmel and they cancel him and they bring him back because the viewership goes down crazy, that hit the money.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, the Super Bowl having Bad Bunny, they're probably gonna make the most money they ever made.
Yeah.
I almost would go on whatever betting site and be like, I bet you they make the most money they've ever made to date.
Yeah.
Because of his performance. But ultimately, the whole thing is, it really comes down to the money. And when they see that, bet you they bring another Latino on. For real.
On your new album, CAOS, you do a couple of songs in Spanish. Why'd you do it this time? Why'd you do it?
That's like that. That's the accepting and feeling accepted and discovering a new it's discovering a new sense of identity, a more proud sense of identity that feels like I can be proud to be this, you know, and that I don't have to prove anything. I am, you know, that felt natural. And I think also that has to do with becoming a father really does give you a different appreciation for how you were raised and your parents and your upbringing, and looking at, well, it has for me, it's made me look at my experience growing up with so much gratitude. And in that is my gratitude for the culture I was given on both sides.
Right.
And that made me feel even more empowered and more like, no, this is very natural for me. And what it did was writing in Spanish unlocked saying some things that I didn't know that I needed to say. Some things that paid homage to like my family that I needed to say.
You touched on it, you're a father now, got a new baby. And you posted it on social media. Blurred out the face, but you didn't. Why? I mean, what made you decide? Because a lot of times when people, they don't post their kids or they'll blur out the face, but you like, hey, it's like, hey, here's my offspring.
Yeah. The so in the album, not just in the album, in my life, it was having my son that really triggered a lot of the work that I needed to do, and the realizations that I kind of had. It really triggered a lot of things that make this album whole. And it wasn't until writing Angel's Song and seeing him for the first time and forgetting the madness that's playing out in front of us that I felt a different kind of hope and faith that I haven't felt in a long, long time. And so that really just gave me a whole other perspective of life, and it made me be able to finish some songs. It was so significant. Then also I know that I've lived out a lot of my my relationship in the public. And this was so significant that I felt if I didn't express the immense, like how proud I was to be a father, how impactful it's been on my life, and also how impactful it's been on my creativity, I would have never, I couldn't put out an album honestly, I couldn't have put this album out if I didn't have my son.
Wow.
I wasn't gonna do another album.
Really?
I don't think I would have had the at the way that I was moving or avoiding the work that needed to be done, I would not have had the fortitude to put another album out. And that's because, you know, the moment you do something in the public, you become public scrutiny. Everything you do becomes public scrutiny. And I'm tremendously sensitive about my work. And the last time I did this, I just was like, man, you know what? I could see my influence, and not just mine, but the influence of me and my peers in the work now. And at the time, they said I was a weirdo. They said this and that. And I had all these feelings and all these emotions. And I said, you know what? I've been lucky enough to do this, and I'm okay. I can provide for my family, and like I said, bought my mom a crib. I can look out for my pop. I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? I can provide for my son, myself, all of these things. If anybody comes to me, I can do.
Help.
Man, I did it. Do I really want to deal with everybody about this and that with no context? With also the insensitivity of like, I'm a human being just like you. I've actually, at every point, I've given myself to this, and I put it in front of you just because I'm like, man, I want to live it out loud. And that's that takes a lot of energy. Anybody that you've met here knows that. You know that. You know that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that I want to do this again, and it was him that actually gave me the fortitude. It was him. It was having him that gave me it was the domino that made me look at myself, that made me find the pride and the gratitude that I needed to push me into prioritizing. This is what's the most important moving forward. To finding that I want to give my time and attention to things that are impactful to other people. So when I am away, I can justify it and go, Daddy, Papi was away, but you know, we got to do this for these people, and look what we're doing. And look at the time that we spent. You know, I'm so sorry I was away, but this is how I can justify that.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It was the domino, and I found so much learning and empowerment through it that I couldn't not keep it a secret.
Wow.
There was no way. It was such a significant part of my growth. So yeah, that was.
Aside of money,
Yeah.
how different are you raising your son to what your dad did for you? Money aside, do you see similarities in things that your dad said to you that you now say to your son? Obviously, he's very, very young.
Yeah, super
but
young.
how different or how similar are you going to raise your son to the way you were raised?
I would say similar. I would say my dad was like, and is, my dad is like, my dad was like my, he didn't have the most support from his father. Not that I don't think my tata, my grandfather, didn't want to support him. I think there was a lot of, they were very similar, so they butt heads. But man,
I see you get emotional when you talk about this.
man, my dad's the shit.
He's your hero, isn't he?
He's the shit, man. Mr. P is the shit, man. You know, he really believed, and he always told me I could do it.
He gave you a lot of things, but I think the most thing that he gave you was confidence in you.
That's right.
Of all the things that he's given you,
Yeah.
your life, and he was your father, he's been in your life, but he convinced you that you could do this.
It's valid. It's super valid. He never took away. I think we're born with the convincing that we need, that we deserve, and that we are. Everyone, each and every one of us, you know. But my father was, he was aware enough in his youth. He was only 23, 22, going on 23. He was aware enough to not rob me of that, but to reassure me that I could. And I mean, that makes me one of the luckiest people in the world, you know?
Did you always want kids?
Yeah, I always thought because my dad was so dope. And look, my mom is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I think very often we forget that dad is, you know, when we have, I was lucky, you know, so
because everybody's like, hi mom, happy Mother's Day. We do all this stuff for the moms, and we should. I don't want to say,
listen,
but sometimes the dads,
shit. My mom is the shit. My mom is, especially now in my life, I'm like, it's a whole different kind of, I love her in a way where I felt maybe I couldn't have understood the sacrifice of her body, of her time, and her, you know, that she put in. But yeah, my dad was the shit in terms of like this vision and me being the man that I am and becoming who I am. A lot of it is from him, you know, a lot of that. Both of my parents, but my dad believed heavy, and said verbally, you can do what do you want to do? Like he was like, what do you want to do, papi? Do you want to go to you want to be an astronaut? You want to be a fireman? You want to be a teacher? What do you want to be? You can do it. Whatever. If I said anything, he would be like, you can do that.
Wow.
You can do it.
Right.
And he'll be real about it.
Yeah.
You know? So I have there's a special thing about my father. He's the shit, man.
You gonna get married again? You and your ex, you dated 10 years before you got married. You was married for 8-9 years. You see marriage in your future again?
The real short answer is no. Probably not. I'll probably never get married again. I think I'm open to it if I feel that the real partnership supports it. And that's really the thing. But right now, I'm very happy to love someone, and I'm very happy to be loved, you know, and to really be able to lock in, especially on behalf of our son. So even though I may not believe in the construct of marriage because of what it actually has become as a marketing thing.
Yeah.
I believe in the partnership part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I may not call it marriage.
Right.
But I do believe in locking in with somebody and having partnership.
Right.
Whatever that means for anyone out there. You know what I'm saying? However that looks.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna bless us with another song from the track on the album CAOS. It's called New Martyrs.
Yeah. We gotta do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
I got a chip on my shoulder, I got the blick on my waist, I check the time on my phone, I put this mask on my face. If you tell me that you're with it, babe, are you with it, babe? Tell me that you're with it, babe, 'cause I'm with it, babe. I got my pride on my sleeve, I got my seed on my mind. If this shit don't go as planned, swear I won't leave you behind. If you tell me that you're with it, babe, oh, are you with it, baby? Tell me that you're with it, babe, 'cause I'm with it, babe. And she said, I'll ride for you, I'll ride for you. Oh, I'll ride for you. Tell me that you're with it, baby, 'cause I'm with it, honey. Yeah, now. Here we go, babe. You ready? I put 2 shots in the air, tell everybody to drop. They hit that silent alarm. Just keep your eyes on that clock. I watch them while you get it, babe. Yeah, get it, babe. No matter what they call us, lawless or new martyrs. They say God never gives any more than we can bear. But how much can I lose without changing who I am? Yeah, give me what's mine. Oh, we gon' take it, yeah, give me what's mine. Oh, and if I hear sirens outside and I can see the lights flash, let me kiss you goodbye. You know I'm ready to blast. And she said, I'll ride for you. Yeah. I'll ride for you. Oh, I'll ride for you. Tell me that you're with it, baby. I'm with it, honey. The love can't be silent when the system ain't equal.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Banger.
New Martyrs.
Yeah.
How did that song come about?
That song is just about being angry. It's about being angry with all of the injustice that we're seeing, especially like on a human level. And like how we're also seeing extreme action being taken that's relatable, that feels, that could be felt as like justified. I think we're going to see more and more of that as we go on, because we're just watching the systems by which we're meant to express our wants, our demands, what we deserve in this, out of this country. We're going to see, as we're seeing that fail, we're going to see more and more people taking extreme action. I mean, it's wild to watch people be killed on in the news, people who are making decisions that affect people on an everyday basis, making decisions that affect their pockets at the expense of human beings, So it's I think this song comes from just that anger of watching that happen in front of us. Yeah.
How difficult is it to see a lot of people, some people have been here 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years, hardworking people that have paid taxes, and families being ripped apart?
Man, there are people being pulled out of their homes. We're talking about citizens being pulled out of their homes. This is like Gestapo type shit that we're seeing. And the question is, what does it look like, not today and tomorrow, but what does it look like in a year from now?
5 years, 10 years.
How does it look 10 years from now? And what does that mean for us? That's the question. When you look at the parallels in terms of Nazi Germany and the signs that were kind of like pointing towards where the energy was going, there's a lot of parallels. It's a lot of parallels. The institution of kind of a private force, kind of enforcing enforcing that nationalistic sort of narrative that immigrants shouldn't be there, and to the point where they were, it's very similar. It's very similar. So, it's a scary time. It's a trip.
As a society, are we becoming more desensitized? It used to be when we saw something on television, I can't believe that, we were shocked. It was shocked the very conscience of our soul. Now we see it and we're just like, oh, okay.
Man, everybody got a million things going on. So it's easy. And then the scroll is it's just like, this is every day.
It's not impacting me, so I just keep it moving.
That's how, and to a degree, you can't really, this is systematic though. We have to pay attention to the fact that it's been systematic. It wasn't always like this exactly. It's just every, just a new update, new thing. They're rolling out a new initiative. It's a new thing. It's just inch by inch. Then you realize how far away you were from the goal, know? And so, I do think it's with intention, and and it's with a long view. I think this is
this is not a short term. No.
Yeah, this is not a short term play. So, look, I don't pretend to be like I know all the history and all that, but I've done a little bit of research and I know how I feel, and that's where the song really actually comes from. It comes from, man, it's really feeling like something's off.
Right.
So, and I would wager most people feel like something's not right. Something's not right. So, the song is really meant to just reflect the angst I think that we're all feeling, that we deserve better.
Right.
And I'm really happy that, we're able to perform it today. So yeah.
Miguel, you're part Hispanic. When you see Hispanics for Trump and you see what's happening in your community, like you said, some law-abiding citizens, some people have paid taxes for 20, 30 years, and some, this is the only home they know. They don't know Mexico or wherever they came from.
Valid.
They know this.
Yeah.
And they're being pulled apart. When you see Hispanics for Trump and you see what's happening in your community, do you feel a certain type of way?
I'm not here to judge anybody. I think everyone is allowed their own perspective. That's the whole beauty of what was supposed to be, a democratic system in America, right?
Yes.
Listen, you're free to believe and believe as you will and express, with the due process your opinions, right? I do think that there's so much information that it's hard to see the truth. And even the truth, you have to do a lot. You have to search for where the truth is coming from.
Yeah.
I think also systematically how we get information is being controlled. What information we get, and seeing the information in its pure state, uncut, unstepped on, you feel me?
Yes.
It's a task, and we're already so tired. So I understand that people can be. It's easy to maneuver people and skew the truth in a way that maybe appeals to, certain people. I don't judge anybody for how they feel. Look, I'm gonna tell you, I have democratic beliefs and I have, Republican beliefs.
Yeah.
That's, and I think the bipartisan system overall is really at the core of the. Look, a lot of that it's rooted in a lot of the same spirit executed in a different manner, and so.
But we used to be able to talk. Now we can't even talk. Oh, you over there? Well, stay over there. I'm over here. I'm gonna stay over here.
That's it.
And I'll just speak to you over there because you got your. It used to be okay. We'll agree to disagree. Now we can't disagree.
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah.
We disagree. I hate you.
It's become too sensitive. Everything I think everyone is very sensitive, or overall there's a sensitivity that actually works against getting to a solution. And the greater ones always say that they're willing to come to the table, that they want to have conversation in order to find a solution. And I think anyone who takes a strong stance in terms of our representatives, so as to sort of like rule out having real conversation, constructive criticism and conversation around issues is a red flag.
Right. I'm gonna get you out of here on this. Your father was black.
My father's Mexican.
Your mother was black.
Yeah.
So you're biracial, and then his mom, your son's mom, is
Chinese.
Asian.
Chinese, yeah.
So are you gonna sit down and explain to him, you're part Asian, you're part Hispanic, you have the best of both worlds, you don't have to choose a side?
You have the best food from all places. Like, yeah, you about to have all. You got the enchiladas and you got all. Yeah. I will do my best to instill in him the fact that he is more than enough, and he's human. And from what I've learned through art is that this whole experience is about humanity, and all of the things that people think are different about you are a reflection of their interfacing with this world and with this thing. But really what I hope to instill in him is that he will have to find his wholeness and in this whole thing, or maintain it. And I, more than anything, want to bolster that. Right. I want to protect that he always feels whole and never feels any question. But no one can make anyone feel more or less that they don't decide to subscribe to. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so what I hope to do is just instill in him that, man, he is everything, all powerful, all knowing already. You know what I mean? He's got it in him. He's a reflection of the source. You know what I mean? We are made in his image. And as long as I can help protect that by reminding that everything is possible, all things are possible if you can feel it and see it and imagine it clearly, and to move in that direction with like real principle, I think we won,
This is Miguel. His album drops, CAOS. Make sure you go stream it and buy it. Grab your tickets for his North American tour, which kicks off February 10th of 2026. And he's a scholar at NYU. Miguel.
That's right. Thank you so much, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why